All right. First and foremost, give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and who's worthy to be counted for double honors. Peace and salutations to you brothers out there pushing this truth wholeheartedly and sincerely and full of the gospel. It's the brother Gabari from the Indiana camp coming back at you again with another sit down. All right, and this is going to really be a response video. All right, to as you see, I got right here is the beloved El Ayash GMS Love to Edify. All right. This is a response video that he just did 5 hours ago, where he goes into basically like saying that Yahushua doesn't need us. All right. Yahushua doesn't need you. You know, it's a one it's one what is it a saying that he said in the video, basically saying that guys are walking around with that main character energy, which means basically they think everything revolves around them, you know, they thinking that, they're like they're basically like they're the main character, you know. The Lord needs them to carry out this work and this and that, Hey, listen, we're all expendable, you know. The things that are given unto us are really to make sure the body is straight. All right. Like the elder, mentioned in his video, that listen, the things that were given unto us, if you know how to work on cards, if you're good with finance and money, if you're good with cooking, if you're good with hospitality, hey, everything that was given unto you was to help the body. Okay. So if the Lord blessed you with certain gifts and certain things, you use those gifts, you use those attributes to help the body, man, to make sure the body is okay. If you got 4, 5, 6 cars, and brothers need, probably need something to get back and forth to work in, then you probably let a brother use your car for a little bit, or you probably help a brother get a car. You might have a hookup on a car. You see, your gifts, the things, that was given unto you by the Lord was given unto you so you can help that next brother out. All right. Because just the same and vice versa for you, you might need help with doing something that you're not privy on and you don't know nothing about. But what the next brother there, he can help you out to do something that you're not aware of. You see? And each single one of us makes up a member of the body, so it's not just fucking what is it just one person and it just all revolves around them, and if you do want to have that type of mindset, then you have to have that type of mindset for Yahweh Shai, you know because if Yahweh Shai is that chief cornerstone and each single one of us is a brick, guess what? You can't do nothing without that cornerstone. Just like how you get just like how you start a puzzle. You don't start the puzzle from the inside and go to the outside. You start the puzzle with the four corners. You start from the four corners and you work your way in. Yahweh Shai is that cornerstone, man. So the gifts that were given unto us, we are supposed to use to help the body. Okay, not for our own vainglory, not for our own what is it? Our own fucking ego to get stroked. Yeah, well, you need me to do this, and you wouldn't get it done if you didn't have me here. Well, guess what? Just like also like the elder said, listen, if you're not gonna do it, then guess what? The Lord will put the spirit on another brother to go learn how to do it, and now this brother know how to do it. Since you want to have that type of spirit, now look how useless you are. And guess what? Now this brother know how to do it more proficiently than you. You know how to do it the back doorway, but now this brother, he the Lord might bless that brother to get a degree in it, or he might know how to do it way better, or his hand might be more proficient at it than yours. You see, you can't outbeat the Lord in anything, especially when it comes down to giving gifts and giving brothers certain rewards. All right. So without further ado, I'm not gonna watch the video. I've already watched it. Um, I got a few scriptures that I want to back up, that I want to pull for the elder. If I didn't already say, I should, encourage brothers to go watch the video. Very edifying. As the name says, love to edify. So I encourage every brothers to go watch it. Check the video out for yourself. And subscribe to the, to the beloved elders video, and and be edified. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. This is going to be First Peter chapter 4, and in verse 8, it says, where we at? Yep. First Peter chapter 4 and verse 8, it says, and it says, above all things, have fervent charity. See, fervent means what? Hot, straight. Oh, that's not what I. Fervent. What it says, without ceasing, fervent. You know, without ceasing, which means don't stop. If you have needs to help, then do it. If you have the necessary what is it? The necessary means to help the brother out, then help him. You know, it says and above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. All right. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. See, hospitality goes into what, man? If a brother needs something, if you invite a brother over to your house, hey, even open up in your house, it's hospitality. Having brothers enter your home, you taking care of brothers. If brother needs something to drink, something to eat, you making sure brothers is cool. That's all goes into hospitality, and also adds what? Without grudgingly. You doing like, man, this nigga always needs something, man. Man, this nigga, man, I can't, man. Why we gotta come to my house? Why can't we go to nobody else's house, man? That's doing it grudgingly. You see? You're supposed to be hospitable. Because guess what? If you go to a brother's house, if you go over a brother's house, you want that brother to be hospitable to you, right? If you're thirsty, you would want a glass of water, you know? The brother might turn on the game for brothers to enjoy. All right? That's how you're supposed to be. Not grudgingly. Not sit there moping and pouting like a fucking child or a fucking woman. All right? It says, here's the point. It says, as every man hath received the gift, even so minister that one, as it said, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of Yahweh. See? So, and the ministry goes more so into just, actually edifying with the scriptures, If a brother needs you to do something, hey, a brother might be car wrecked. The brother might need you to take him to work for a couple weeks. All right? A brother might need you to, hey, if a brother's trying to lose weight, if a brother's trying to, slim down a little bit, he might need you to guide him. You might have to work. You might have to, what is it? Create a meal plan. The brother might not have money for a gym membership. You might have to get a membership that has 2 memberships for, brother might not know how to actually work out and lose weight. You got to think, we're coming out the world, man. We didn't necessarily have certain tools to our disposal. Working out, losing weight, eating right, all that stuff. Jake, you got to think, man, bro. Jake grew up fucking eating fried chicken probably almost every fucking day. Health is all fucked up. They don't know how to properly know how to cook a decent meal or a well balanced meal, I should say. All they know is what? Fried chicken, fried collard greens, with turkey tails and fucking smothered potatoes, candy yams, starchy shit, carbs, baked macaroni and cheese, garlic bread. That's what Jake is coming out of the world with. So what? You might actually have to help the brother to learn how to actually, eat better. Or shit, a brother might not know how to cook at all. They might just be fucking eating fast food, And you gotta tell the brother, hey, listen, bro, you don't know how to cook? Nah, bro, man, I never knew how to cook. You might have to go to the brother's house and show him, you know. So, because the word minister goes into the word serve. All right. So it says, as every man hasn't received the gift. So whatever whatever the Lord gift that He gave you, it says what? Even so, minister the same one to another. See, and I said minister means serve. Yep, to be a servant, attendant. All right, wait upon, to serve. See, so it says, even so, serve the same one to another. So the gift that the Lord bestowed upon you, you're supposed to use it to serve the Akim with. Whatever you find your hand to do, you might be a well-balanced teacher. You might be a well-balanced example. You might have lived your life, pretty balanced, and brothers are struggling to, keep things afloat or this and that. So brothers might look at you as, hey man, how do you do this? And how do you do that? Especially younger brothers, man. And when I say young brothers, I'm talking about the actual young, actual, younger Akim, because in our camp we have about what about what 4 or 5 brothers that's like in like 19, 20, 21, all of the all under the age of 25, you know. So these brothers, they really don't know how to maneuver through life like that, you know. So older brothers, brothers are up in age can help them brothers, hey, nah, bro, you don't want to do this, I had older brothers around me my whole entire life, older brothers was telling me, hey, bro, nah, you don't want to do that, don't do this. I remember one time I got scared because I thought I was getting scammed from an IRS person had called me back when I was like what 22, 21 or something. And the older brother was like, bro, IRS ain't gonna call you, bro. And I was like, oh, for real? He said, yeah, bro, I ain't gonna call you. I'm like, oh, bro, I'm sitting here over fucking sweating bullets. These are my I owe $1,400 for this, and I'm like, if I don't pay it, I'm going to jail. I'm like, what the fuck? They was like, nah, bro, the IRS ain't gonna call you, bro. You ain't got no worry. They was just trying to scam you, you know. Or whatever you find your, like I said, man, whatever you find your hand, the Lord gave you a gift to do, man. You're supposed to use that to serve the brother, Hey, listen, you might come across some money. You might know how to actually get decent money, man. You might come across 10, 10, 15, 20 G's a month, you know? And the Lord might have blessed you with that gift to know how to get that type of money to help out the Akim, to help out the brotherhood. All right. I'm not gonna sit here and just name every single gift that I can think of, but you brothers get the gist, get the point, you know. Matter of fact, where's that? This is Tobit chapter 4 and verse 7. It says, "Give alms of thy substance, and when thou givest alms, let not thine eye be envious, neither turn thy face from any poor." It says, "And the face of God and the face of Yahweh shall not be turned away from thee." See, so what you give the alms of thy substance, whatever whatever you can afford. You see, or sometimes you give your last. You know, don't the matter of fact, where's we in Tobit? Hold on, let's put Tobit on pause right quick. I'm gonna grab this one. It just came to mind. I got it written down too, but it's we hidden. This is a Sirach chapter 29 verse 10. It says, "Lose thy money for thy brother and thy friend, and let not the rust it says, and let not it rust under a stone to be lost." You see? So what, you just don't have fucking, thousands in the bank, hundreds in the bank. You set off, your bills is paid, you cool. But a brother sitting over here, he's struggling. He asking for help. He asking, he has his hand out saying, brothers, whatever you can give is you know, will be beneficial. The water in advance, and you sitting here, you got it. You got 15, 2 stacks in the bank, and all a brother's asking for is $50. You see, and when the scripture says, "What, lose thy money for thy brother and thy friend, and let not the rust under the stones be lost." You see, you just got to sit it up when the brother could be using that money, man. Especially in a time we're in now, man, where money ain't really even fucking worth anything. You know, where probably fucking tomorrow the dollar ain't gonna be worth shit. Your $2, $3, $4,000 that you was saving up ain't worth nothing. Where a brother could have used that a month ago or 2 months ago. Where he could actually use that money to get something that he needed. Now the money just went to fucking waste because you want to just save it up for a rainy day or whatever. Listen, having a savings account is cool and all, man. But one thing one thing the Lord put on my spirit, I'm terrible at saving, man. I'm terrible at fucking saving money. I use money for what I needed to get with, but I don't necessarily save money. And when I say I don't save money, I'm talking about I don't save like buku's amount of money, thousands of dollars, in the bank type of saving. All right. That's just not, the Lord just didn't really put that on my spirit because I'll be feeling shitty if the economy crashes the next day and then I got like $3,000 in the bank, ain't worth shit now, you know? So listen, if I'm in need of something I need to buy, I'm most likely buy it. Now, just because I don't save money don't mean I'm terrible with bills and I be going in debt like this and that. No, I use the money to pay bills and do the things I need to do. But to sit there and save X amount of money, I'm not, that's just not how I am. But I mean, if, every brother's different, man. If you want to save money, cool. That's just not something I'm real big on. Saving a lot of money in the bank. Just got a savings account. All right. But anyways, let's go back to that topic. We reverse 7. Let's reverse 8. It says if thou has abundance, give alms accordingly. Oh man, you can't make this up, man. If thou has abundance, give alms accordingly. See, man, if you got money, man, give it. You got $1,000 saved, man. A brother's just asking for 50. You know, all you need is 50. It's not like you giving the brother your whole entire fucking savings. You know, if the brother need, hey, and listen, the Lord might put the spirit on you to send double that. You might send him 150. And the brother like, bro, I only need is 50. Well, here, bro, here goes 150, man. Get what you need, get done, and then I remember brother randomly, bro, it was a complete spirit, bro. My brother randomly sent me $100, and I called the brother, I was like, bro, why you send me $100? He said, bro, the spirit, bro. I mean, hey, he said, did you need it? And I was like, yeah, I did need it actually. He said, hey, it was the spirit then. I was like, it was water. And I did need it. I needed to get my brakes done the next day. My brakes was fucking grinding, and the brother sent me $100 to get it done. And I'm like, damn, So may the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua bless that brother 100-fold for that. And so forth. Whoever helps out, man. You know, it says, if thou hast but a little, be not afraid to give according to that little. So even if you don't even have enough, or even if you don't even have little, matter of fact, it's a story in the scriptures where the woman only gave two pennies, you see, but it was all she had. All right. So the Lord doesn't look at, oh, well, I only got $5. Now if that's the last $5 you got and you need, food or whatever, then, brothers understand. But if you sitting there say, well, damn, I need, you don't think about, I need this money for this, I need this money for that. You give accordingly, and guess what? The Lord's gonna come back and give you that money right back. Or he might bless you, you know. I didn't have times where I left the house with no money in my pockets to eat or to even get gas. But the Lord made a way for me, made a way for me to eat that whole entire week with literally $0 in my pocket until payday. It says, "For thou hast laid up a good treasure for thyself against the day of necessity." It says, "Because the alms do deliver from death, and suffer not to come upon darkness. For alms is a good gift unto all that give in the sight of the Most High." Man, oh my Lord, bro, you come on, man. You got to be a cheerful giver, man. And it's truth. It's required for you to be a cheerful giver. And like I was going into, man, sometimes it's just more about. It's not even all about money. It's about your time, your effort. A brother actually might need you to do something for him. You see, a brother might need you, help doing something. So and you might be the only one that can help the brother at that time. Whether it's a ride to work, whether the brother needs you to come and help him work on his car, or welcome or come over and help him work on his house, you know, or he might need you to come fix something that he know that you can fix it. That's what the El Dayash was talking about in this video, man. It's it's more than just money, you know. Sometimes it's your time. Sometimes it's just your effort. You might know a skill, or you might know something better than any other brother in the camp. So they're looking towards you to help them out. All right. And you're not supposed to sit there grudgingly and like, well, I don't really feel like doing it. I don't want to do it. I got shit to do. You know, it's not about us, man. The Lord gave you that gift so you can help out the next brother. Just like I said in the book, just like I said in the movie 300. He said, listen, your shield is not even to protect you. It's to protect the man to your right from thigh to neck. You see? So your shield didn't even, your job wasn't even, your shield wasn't, you holding the shield wasn't even to protect yourself. It was to protect the next guy next to you. And that's spiritual, man. The work that we do, it's not even for us, it's to edify the next person. You see? Let me get this is yep, this is Philippians chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, "Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory." It says, "But in lowliness," it says, "of mind, each esteeming another better than thyself." Man, see, you tell that, hey, listen, you esteem that brother more over yourself. I make it a habit sometimes when I'm walking. We walking. I might be walking with a brother in a store. Sometimes I might I'm gonna hold the door open for that. Hey, listen, and I'm not saying this to just boast about the things that I do and be like me, but I'm just telling you certain things that I try to incorporate in my day to day life. If I'm walking with a brother, I hold the door open for that brother. And then guess what? If it's a double door, then guess what? The brother walk in, he'll hold the door open for me. You know, that's what you let that you tell, which I think is going to go into. It says, "Look not every man to his own thing, but every man also one things to another." No. There's another scripture that talks about you tell that man to go up, and then the Lord will increase you in due time. Let me see, can I find that right quick? I want to say it's in the book of Sirach. I'm not. No, here it is. It's Luke. Um, Yep, here is Luke 14. I'm gonna start from 8. It says, "And when thou art bidden of any man to a wedding, sit not down in the highest room, least and more honorable man than thou be biddest of him." It says, "And he that bideth thee and come and say unto thee, Give this man place, and thou beginnest with shame to take the lowliest room." It says, "But when thou art bidden, go and sit down in the lowest place, that when he may bideth thee, he may say unto thee, Friend, go up higher. Then shall thou have worship in the presence of them that sit at meat with thee." You see? So man, it says what? When you go in to a place, you don't try to sit, you don't try to what is it? Bid yourself, make yourself acquaintance with higher men, because guess what? A more honorable man might come in, and now you have to give up your seat to that honorable man. So it's gonna look more so embarrassing because you tried to make yourself equal. You tried to be top man on the totem pole, but then what? A more honorable man than you comes in, and now you got to go and sit, which is embarrassing. Now you got to go and take the lowly seat. But what it says, "But thou, if thou bitest, go sit down at the lowliest in the room." So what if you sit back all the way in the back? If you sit down all the way in the back, and what, a more honorable man, a higher man, someone like who? Apostle Taha, Apostle Gabah, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Rakah, or any of the elder bishops, you know, Elder Malcolm, Elder Damashpat, Elder Ayash, Elder Yashawamba, Elder Ariala, you know, Elder Tazayawam, all right, Elder Tazadakba, any of the high ranking honorable men, they might come in and say, "Hey," it says what the scripture says, "And when he seeth, bideth thee come and say, it say that he may say unto thee, friend, go up higher. See, so what? That honorable man is gonna say, hey man, hey no, you brother, hey you sit right here, you know. Then what? That's a more honorable favor. That's more favorable. What it say? It says, then shalt thou have worship in the presence of them that sit at meat with thee. See, then they're gonna, because what, you sat down in a lowly place first. You didn't want to put yourself on a high, you know. You make room for what? You make room for more honorable men to come sit first, you know. And then what? And then they might bid you to come sit with them, which is more of an which is a more better than you sitting with them and they telling you, hey, no, you gotta, go sit over there. This seat is reserved for this brother. This is reserved for this apostle, this elder. You know. So when you read, so reading this, man, it's always showing you that you always take the low, and you let the Lord increase you. You know, the Lord will increase you in due season. All right. Um. Yeah, Philippians. I think I read. Yeah, I read everything on this. I'm gonna read it over one time. It says, "Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind. It says, let each esteem another better than himself." So you're supposed to esteem that next brother. Tell that other brother, no, brother. Scriptures also says what. I can't think of it right now. I used to always quote it, or Elder Mashba used to always quote it. It says, I think, matter of fact, I think this is the scripture. Let other men esteem thee, esteem not your own self, but not let other men esteem you. Let me see. I don't know if that's another scripture. Or it's probably that scripture. Yeah, it's probably that scripture. Let other men, let other. Let me read that in 27:2. Boast not thyself of thy. It says, so this is this is Proverbs 27:1. It says, boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what the day may bring forth. Let other men praise thee, and not thine own mouth, a stranger, and not thine, and not, it says, a stranger, and not thine own lips. That's not what I wanted, but I mean that's on point. But you let other men praise thee, and not thine own mouth. So which basically you don't, you go around saying, oh, I'm this, I'm that. I can break down this, I can break down that. I know the scriptures like that. You let other men, because it's better for it's coming out of another man's mouth than you sitting there, because you're looked at as prideful. You know, you sitting there just boasting about all the things that you can do. I can do this, I can do that. You know, but it's better if another man, oh man, this brother and this brother's bad. You know, you let other men praise your well doing. You let other men praise your works. You don't sit there and just, you sit there like the scripture says, what? Do nothing in vain glory. Vain glory is what? Empty glory, empty satisfaction, and whatever. You know what I mean? Satisfactory is what I was thinking of. You know, but you don't, basically, man, that's I'm pretty much rambling at this point. But you brothers get the point, man. Point of the video, man. The gifts that were given unto you, give to the body, give to the brotherhood. Don't be stingy. Don't be selfish. All right. If you have a gift, if there's something that you're good at, make it known into the body, and let that gift help the brothers. All right. And don't be a proud, wicked demon. All right. Thinking that say everything is about you. That main character energy, like the elder said in his video. All right. Like you're the universe and like you're the sun and all the planets revolve around you, man. Each single one of us are expendable. And that's all I got to say on it. Lord will let this video is edifying for you brothers out there. Stay strong. Until next time. Shalom.